Welcome back for more science. This is We Roguelike Ranking, where we're going to rank below. I'm your host, Boston. What's our names? Oh no, I don't have my list of names.
Tut.
I don't remember where I have them.
Tab. This is Boston, PhD.
Hello, that's me.
I am Dr. Moon.
Hello,
and
Dr.
that's
Moon.
Monkey DDS.
There you go.
Hello.
And we're here for, I don't even remember where I put all that science stuff. Behind the scenes, little peek here on the show, I keep losing stuff.
It's in the roguelike spreadsheet under a tab.
That's where it is.
Saying science.
There we go. Okay. No, the one time I'm not in the spreadsheet. Anywho's, oh boy, that's a good peek of how the rest of today's episodes are gonna go.
Yep.
All right, let's break down our final impressions here on Below. Talked a little bit about it with the fourth episode of Below that came out at the same time, but we always like to encapsulate our entire thoughts about a game before we put it in the list. So, as is customary, let's start with you, Mr. Monkey Senior.
All right. I did not like this game.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it out there first and foremost.
Yeah. Let's not mince words.
It just didn't hook me at any point, really. Like even with the last game, Vambrace, like I didn't really like the game, but the story kept me in it, right? And it helped me finish. But this one is just I could not, like, whenever I was playing, I was like, I'm bored.
Right.
Like constantly.
And that's the worst thing to feel when you're playing a game. It's just like, I'm just not enjoying this time.
Yeah. And I don't know what it is about it. I also watched a few playthroughs of it, and like the guy I was watching, I was kind of getting that same vibe from him, like, oh, I'm bored of this, why am I still playing this, even though he played it like so many episodes. But I don't know.
But Achievement Hunter here, guides and playthrough videos for this is super rare. Like, this is a hard game to find out some information on, considering it appears like everybody bounced off after 2 seconds. Like, it's so hard to find some stuff.
Well, even going into the game with the knowledge of Below tells you literally nothing, and I think that is a huge hump. And honestly, I think, like, for a lot of people that don't like artsy-fartsy sort of stuff, I think a 3-minute long, largely unskippable intro is probably a little bit too much for a game that's kind of not a known quantity. So I eat it up, but I can understand why people would be like, no, I'm already bored and I haven't even been playing anything. But anyway, sorry.
What else was I going to say? I think one thing that person did say that stuck in my mind was, I think this game would have been better if it wasn't a roguelike. Just like last week with Vambrace, like if it had just an actual structure, if it was structured like Dark Souls, where you would go down, you would open up a shortcut, and the bonfires were all, like, you could teleport to all of the bonfires. Like, that would... Right. I think I would like the game a lot more, and just, I don't know.
Well, like using the light little crystals that you're picking up to maybe upgrade your character's health at the very least. You know, they're just... It's weird that there aren't enough systems, especially coming off of Vambrace, where it's like, there's so much in this game. What the heck?
Yeah.
So, and with that being said, I'm not going to play this again. Like I said in the last episode, I already uninstalled it. So
yeah.
Moon,
your final thoughts here on Below?
I'm pretty much done. I got all of the achievements, which, fun fact, you get them just by beating the game, which was much bigger chore than it should be. Go listen to the last episode for that wonderful tale of woe and horror and despair. It's not bad. It's not a terrible game. It's definitely not enjoyable.
Yeah.
I will be signing this off with a big X and saying, nope, I have uninstalled it, and I'm happy I have uninstalled it.
You have completed it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like something went wrong during Below, and you can see the skeleton of a solid idea there. And I think we've talked about it for the past month about like, boy, I kind of wish it did X, Y, and Z, and you can kind of see where there could be some improvements. And as much as it's controversial, I would still keep the discovery elements of Below, where Below doesn't tell you anything. I think that is an important part of Below, but I think you can craft the entire rest of the game a little bit better to make it more fun to play, more interesting, sort of keep pulling you along and keep having you experiment in the world. Where right now it's just sort of like you keep banging your head until you figure out in hour 30 how to fish with a spear that you might miss. You know, like I feel like Below is one of those games that, this is going to sound a little bit cruel, it seems like one of those games that would have gotten canceled at pretty much any other studio, where it's like, we worked on it for 2 years, we restarted it like 2 or 3 times, and it just never got there where everything clicked. And you hear about those games that get developed where we had this cool idea and we made all this cool art, and here's a trailer from E3, and then it just kind of poof, it never all came together. And I feel like Below got pushed over the finish line, and it either needed to get started again or just kind of said goodbye. And it's such a bummer that Cappy makes really great games, and they had a miss here, and that's okay. It just needed something to make it all come together. So, and I definitely will not be playing it again, because this is my second attempt at this game, and it's still, even after getting a number of patches to kind of smooth out the rough edges on it, it's just still kind of a rough game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a real big bummer. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get to happier news. Figure out where it's going to be on our list. Starting at the bottom, is Below better than Sunless Sea?
Yes, this is glacial. That is more glacial.
Shades of Glacier. Is Below better than Vambrace Cold Soul?
I don't know.
I would say no. Like I said in my little blurb at the beginning, like Vambrace has a story.
Yeah,
sure.
It had something to keep me going. Whereas this is just like I can't.
Boston.
I'm I'm torn, because I think Vambrace isn't a roguelike, but I think Below is to its detriment. And I think that's why I would keep it here, is because Below does have permadeath and it does have consequences for you dying, but that hurts Below more than it ever helps it. And I think that puts it below Vambrace for me, because I think Vambrace is just more fun to play. And I think it's just overall just a better title in general.
Unfortunately, the knife game from Aliens is more fun to play than Below.
Yeah. It's just such a bummer. And like I hate recording episodes like this that are just such a bummer. And we have some stuff that we liked about Below that we've talked about for pretty much this whole month, and it just didn't all come together. And sometimes
not everything can be Sunless Sea. I mean, Hand of Fate.
That's right. That's right. It's not opposite day.
Yes.
Yeah. So Below is number 20 in our list, the second from the bottom title. If you are listening to this before you listen to the Below episode 4, we're going to be playing Dead Cells next, which is very exciting, because that seems like a a guaranteed quality title. I would like to hope.
Hold on, I just realized, did we take too big risks in our choosing of games for Choose Your Own Adventure May? In a game from the 1940s that's broken as all kinds of news, and then Dead Cells, which may or may not have improved depending on the huge patch it just got.
That's right. So for anyone that's not listening to Game Club, we're going to be playing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, which is a cult classic, and it gets that title for a number of reasons. So yeah, choose your own June is going to be pretty interesting. Yeah. But anyway, we're going to play a month of Dead Cells and see how we enjoy it. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. And we'll see you next run.
See ya.